That whole thing with Amy Millard and Tammy Galloway, it still bothers me. It just never made any sense. I mean, if anyone was a bully, it was Tammy. Me, Amy, Abigail Fraser, and Tammy, we all went to the same junior school. Amy, she was one of my best friends, but Abigail and Tammy, they were just some randoms in our year. They weren't even in our class, and we didn't have anything to do with them. But when we all went into year 7 at our new secondary school, the 4 of us ended up in the same form group together. And we got to know Abigail and Tammy pretty well then, and they were complete bitches. And they were just always making fun of Amy. I mean, at the time, I think her dad was still in prison. It wasn't really a huge secret or anything when we were in junior school, but no one really said anything to her about it. And other than the few of us who already knew AIM, no one at our new secondary school knew anything about it. Not to start with, anyway. For some reason, Tammy would always mess with her about it. And it got around pretty quickly. And at the time, Amy was a bit, I don't want to say fat, plump. And she always wore lame clothes. And Tammy would always say stupid things to her like, your dad must be a shit criminal if those are the only trainers he could afford. Could he not steal you some Nikes? And whenever things went missing, Abigail and Tammy would always try and blame it on Amy, and her dad wasn't even in prison for stealing. I guess it was just mean things like that, really. I think Tammy thought she was being funny, but the two of them would just never leave her alone. And she'd always go bright red and she just wouldn't say anything back. I remember she had this Hello Kitty pencil case her dad had given her, and she'd always leave her bag in the back of the form room every lunchtime. But one time we got back from lunch and someone had taken it and they'd drawn a load of penises in Tipp-Ex all over it. Abigail and Tammy were at the back of the class sniggering like a couple of little bitches, but I couldn't say for sure if it was them. Amy, she was upset, obviously, but I think when she told Miss Spencer about it, she kind of just told her to grow up about it. But what can I say? When we went into year 8, my dad got a new job, so we moved away and I started a new school, but I'd still speak to Amy online all the time. But she did start to act a bit strange, posting weird things on Tumblr, but I thought this was just her online personality. She was always the same dorky Amy she always was when we were messaging each other. I hadn't spoken to her for a while when I received some messages from some girls at my old school telling me that she had been arrested by the police because she was bullying Tammy and Tammy had killed herself. Absolutely ridiculous, complete nonsense. They sent me a link to an article about Tammy being hit by a train, but I was pretty sure they were full of it as far as Amy being involved was concerned, because like I said, if anyone was a fucking bully, it was that bitch fucking Tammy. I mean, when I knew Aim, she wouldn't do anything to anybody, but everyone I spoke to was pretty concerned she was involved. I hadn't spoken to her for a while, but when I did, I never brought it up and she never mentioned it, so I thought it was just a way for the arseholes at her school to just wind her up. Although, I did see her posting some messages on Tumblr to someone she'd gotten into an argument with, saying that she'd killed someone in real life and she was going to track this person down and kill them too. But she was just trolling though, I'm sure of it. I hadn't spoken to her for years now. No reason. Just kept meaning to get back in touch, but I just never got round to it. I got an email from my mum this morning. She sent me a link about a murder and asked me if this is the same Amy Millard I went to school with. Yeah, this is the same Amy Millard, murdered, bludgeoned to death with a hammer. I couldn't believe what I was reading. It made me sick to my stomach. But the only people that I've known who have died other than that bitch Tammy was old relatives. And I mean, she could be weird at times, but who isn't? I mean, she really didn't deserve that, but it's pretty messed up to know that one of your childhood friends is dead, is murdered. I do hope they catch the bastards who did it, but, you know. Anyway, here's to you, my friend. Here's to you.